Hi there, this is the Python trap in the anti-Scotch, and it's perhaps called as such because the life of white is slowly and painfully squeezed out. After e4, e5, knight f3 and knight c6, d4 is the Scotch. Black captures on d4, and after knight takes d4, black can try this not particularly well-known move, queen h4. And this is sometimes referred to as an anti-Scotch system. I do like this move. In fact, many years ago, I told one of my kids that I was coaching, who was up against the national champion, hundreds of points above him, to play this move, and he went on to win the game. So that was a nice victory. White here has to tread very carefully to maintain an advantage. And in fact, the recommended move is not too well known. It's knight b5, targeting the pawn on c7, while offering up the pawn on e4. Well, black has many options here available, and the one we're looking at the moment is bishop c5, perhaps the most aggressive, targeting now the f2 pawn with an immediate mate. White can guard with queen f3, and black here could play the move knight to d4, and that will do the job. That will certainly neutralize the knight, the dangerous knight on b5, while hitting the queen at the same time and calling for a trade of knights. But black can also try this interesting move, knight f6, which is giving up the pawn now on c7, which will fork the king and the rook. After knight takes on c7, check, king d8, knight takes the rook on a8. Well, black can try rook e8, but has to be careful here, because with correct defense, white could get a considerable advantage. The best move would probably be here, knight to c3, or knight to d2, and white will survive with advantage. However, if white is tempted to play bishop d3, it looks more natural because it's going to facilitate a quicker castling of the king. It's black who'll get the upper hand after knight takes on e4. And here white certainly should not castle, because this move, castling now, is bringing on his own demise, because here black is winning beautifully after knight takes on f2, threatening a discovered now, so white's going to capture rook takes on f2. Now the rook comes into e1 check, forcing the bishop to drop back and interpose on f1. And now the knight joins in the assault, gaining time on the queen, knight d4. The queen will go to the most aggressive square by capturing on f7, but it's black who's going to get the mate in first. Now with this combination, knight e2 check. Of course, the rook can't capture neither the bishop because they're both pinned. And after king h1, black finishes it off in fine style with rook takes on f1 check, forcing now the capture. Rook takes f1, and knight g3 is checkmate as the pawn on h2 is pinned. So this has been the Python trap in the anti-Scotch. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.